April 20th, 2019 in Porter, Texas. And it's my Troyer Gourd rack system. And the purple martins are doing their nest building. They've pretty much paired up. And this is every morning. You're going to get this every morning. And right now they're flying down, getting their nesting material. There you go. There's a bird right there. She's picking up some nesting material. Let's go down there and get pine needles. You saw I put pine needles on the ground. Oh, she's got something. Here she comes. She's going to come up. There she goes. And she went right in. So that's what they're doing right now. They don't build much of a nest now. You know that I put pine needles in there for them when they get here. And at the end of the season, when you open your gourds up, you're going to see that they don't do a great job, but they do a job. Everybody does their thing. And so we're close to laying eggs. Females are building nests and the males are doing a little fighting. Everybody's still trying to figure something out. I'll go over here and sit down a minute. But this is every morning. They do a lot of squawking and talking and you name it. They do it in the morning because they don't do it in the afternoon. The mornings are the times for social, nest building. That all happens in the morning. It doesn't happen in the afternoon. We got a squirrel barking too. But once the martins show up and you've got your nest material in, you probably watch some of my other videos. They just show up and they're really tired. And if you've got nest material in there, pine needles like you see in my videos, they really do. They settle in nicely. And as you get some birds, those birds attract more birds. So don't get discouraged because the first birds that you get and they start to nest, your next year when they come back, when the first birds circle your house during the day, they do attract other martins that are flying by. So that's how you get more birds. Then as you raise your babies, more birds come back and the mortality rate is a little high. They don't all make it. It takes a few years to build up your birds. And then the more birds you have, the more birds they attract. And you will see large groups around your house in the evening and they don't all stay. They're very social, so birds from another area will come over and visit. I've seen that too. And half the birds came into my gourds and the other half were gone. I've counted 40 or 50 and maybe only 25 came in that evening. So the better you're placed, the more the birds you attract. So, well, you've seen Tiger in some of the videos, so he's here. And you can see some of the birds right now. It's still doing, they're still fighting and doing stuff. It's really something to watch them. They're always getting after it. But in the mornings, this is what you get. A lot of vocalization, I guess you might call it. I don't know if you call it singing. It's really social and it's really neat. You can see the perches up there that I built. They like the perches. They like to sit on them. It just makes more room for one thing. I mean, if you're not sitting on the porch, the only thing you've got to grab onto is the top wall going up from the entrance. So you can see that like those birds right there. I mean, you can see them. It gives them plenty of room. They like sitting on it. And that 3/8 inch dowel is the way you want to go, because it's just about the right size for the little feet. Anything bigger, I don't know. You got to get a hitch pin to fit it. So, you know, that hitch pin will determine also the size of the dowel, so you can make them yourself. But once you have a colony and you get it going, it's hard to stop. And it's not that big a deal. Just the preparation, like I said, get your pine needles in the fall when they fall. Put them in a big bag and put some diatomaceous earth in there with them. Shake it up and leave it sealed up for the winter time. So when the martins come in February, March, April, wherever you live, you've got your pine needles already. You don't have to go get them. And it might be raining and the pine needles are wet and you want to do it, and then the pine needles are all wet. So you're ready to go. Because once you get your gourds out on a nice day, you don't have to go do that. And you can get it all done. Get your gourds up. Because once you see those first birds, and you got to be sitting outside and you got to be looking for those scouts. And once you see the first birds, that's when you put up your houses. Because they're coming back once they get established. But you just got to be looking, and I keep 3x5 cards and write down, you know, every week or 4 days or whatever you want to write down. It's like a little diary, a history, and notes during the year. It's hard to remember the dates and the times of year. Go back and you can look at your 3x5 cards, and I bundle each year up, and you can go back and you just about know the days when they're going to show up. And you can look at your cards and say, okay, I need to be getting ready. It's that time. Because they're not gone. They leave here about the end of June, early July. Or again, I have to look at my cards. And they're only gone August, September, October, November, December, January. They're gone about 6 months, and they're coming back. They're coming back. So, you know, I take everything down at the end of the season, clean it all up. All my gourds are numbered. Same gourd goes back in the same place. You know, it's just, and I don't know if they know the difference, but they're creatures, right? Maybe they do. I put the same gourd back, even though it's all cleaned up. It's the same type gourd in the same place. Well, anyway, that's it. And you can see the S&K house that I modified, and we do have two pairs up there also. There's a male, see, he's just sitting there. He doesn't want anybody else in there. That's what he's doing. Anybody wants to come over there, they're going to have to fight. Anyway, signing off from Porter, Texas.